What a great way to start. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name's Dan. Welcome to Soundbooth Sessions. This is our live stream show that we do every week where we feature a concert and conversation with one of our favorite artists. Of course, we're here at the lovely Sellersville Theater, the lovely and lonely Sellersville Theater. We miss you. Oh, my goodness. We wish you were here, but of course, we're glad you're there. We'll start off by giving a big welcome to everybody who's in the crowd already. I see Cindy Rogers-Farley. Hello.
Hello.
I see my Aunt Nilsa. Welcome. Hello, Aunt Nilsa. You've been here every show pretty much, I think. So thank you for that. Who else we have? Jack Leitmeyer. How you doing, Jack? Hello, Annette. Hello, everybody. Of course, Allison Faga is in the comments. She's the moderator. She's the one who's typing to you when something's going on screen and you comment and somebody comments back. That's Allison Faga. So hello to her. Hello to Dawn, who I think is watching. It's a whole bunch of people out there. If there's any Sellersville Theater members, please make sure you say hello. Give us a wave. Thank you for your support. The times are tough for everybody right now. Sellersville Theater, along with all independent venues, all venues, let's face it, are really having a hard time. And all musicians, of course, and all support staff for all the venues around the world are having a really difficult time right now. So, of course, we thank you for your support here. During this evening's performance, there are going to be links. I think, that side of the screen. Somewhere over there, if you click, will be the event description. That should have some information about the show, including a bunch of links on how you can support our artist and how you can support the venue. Please be as generous as you can and click through to the PayPals and the Venmos. And if you'd like to be a Sellersville Theater member, of course, we'd love to have you. We are preparing for our first virtual Sellersville Theater Members Party. That's coming up in September, and it's not too late. If you become a member, you can see what all the fuss is about. It's going to be great. A cast of thousands. Cameos by many of your favorite Sellersville Theater headliners. What else do I have to say? Oh, yes, if times are tough for you and you can't support the show financially, we certainly understand. But there's lots of other things you can do to help spread the good word. Of course, you can click down there. You can click on the hearts and the smiley face. Where is it? I'm trying to point to it. Click on the heart, click on the smiley face, click on the thumbs up, click on the emojis. Send all of those our way. That's a lot of great energy that comes through. And also make sure that you comment, say hello to everybody, share your thoughts. Let us know if you like a song. If you have a question for Dan Kauffman, who's our wonderful performer this evening, send it our way, and I'll share it with him if I see it. I'll be watching periodically throughout the show, and if I see something, I will share it. So that's the rundown. This would be a great time to text your friends and tell them to watch, or start a watch party, of course, and get some other people in here, get some other eyeballs on this show. It's going to be a good one. I'm very excited. So this evening's performer, Dan Kauffman, you know him because you clicked in here. I'm sure you're as excited as I am. He's been on our stage dozens of times at least. You've seen him, I think, most recently with A Night of Stardust, which was a David Bowie tribute. He was the head of that. He's been on our stage with Dan May. He's been on our stage with Glim Dropper. We're going to hear some Glim Dropper music this evening. He's been on our stage with the wonderful Christine Havrilla. We even talked about him in Christine's episode, I think. You've already seen him on Soundbooth Sessions, although you didn't realize it, because during one of the shows he texted me, and the text message bubble popped up on the thing, and we heard the bling bling on it, and that was Dan. So he's already cameoed on the show, but you didn't even realize it. So I'm thrilled to have him here, and today he's extra special because it is his birthday. So please get ready to that sound effect is killing me. Please get ready to click on one of those hearts and those likes and send some love his way and give a warm welcome to Dan Kauffman.
even after daybreak. No mistake, well, I'm leaving town. Driving up the mountains that were created to slow us down. Finding out the hard way that the left lane isn't fast enough. Feeling the curve of the earth like the moment of birth. You're out in the world. Tread lightly, gotta put your feet down. Don't let it come undone. Taking it lightly, 'cause it's the long road ahead. Now, because I'm just chasing the sun. Oh, chase it now, baby. Together to go out on the open road tonight. Driving with your friends from the spelling bee, baby. Said A before B before C, said E, regardless of your tragedy. Well, everything is easier this way, yeah. 'Cause when you get there, you aren't gonna know it. 'Cause it was so long ago. Taking it lightly, 'cause it's the long road ahead. No, 'cause I'm just chasing the sun. Oh, baby, now tell me. Tread lightly, you gotta put your feet down, gotta put your feet down. It was so long ago. Taking it lightly, 'cause it's the long road ahead. Now, because I'm just chasing the sun. Oh, just chasing the sun. Oh, don't you do it, don't you do it, don't you do it, crazy baby, baby. You and I were born without a sin to say. Told us we were damned, but he already forgave. Worlds where empires gleam, we live 1,000 days. Echoes at our feet, and words we cannot say. Oh, but I don't believe in what you think makes you alive. Believe it all despite what you expect to find. Yeah, yeah. Simple harmony is all you need to know. And what you want to eat is all that you need to grow. The light is fading fast. We got to make it last. Windows bud. Oh, but I don't believe in what you think makes you alive. You can leave it on the spine, but you expect to find. Despite what 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 you expect to find. Oh, 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 yeah. Despite what you expect to find. Despite what you expect to find. What you expected. Despite what you expect to find. Despite what you expect to find. Now they're coming to fight below. All I can do is to wish for snow. So none of us will have to go do any work today. It's coming to you in 3 degrees. Make up and patent your own disease. Make it something that we'll all believe. Start wasting away. Now the party is never done. Every night it has just begun. Did I tell you you're the only one who's ever figured it out? Who's ever figured it out? Oh, oh, oh. Who's ever figured it out? Oh, no, no, no.
Hello, Dan Kauffman. How are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Vega.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
It is very nice to have you here. Welcome to the show officially.
Thank you. I'm going to turn off my delay so I don't sound like I'm in a tunnel.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I want to let you know that everyone seems to be enjoying the show so far. So,
Well, I hope so.
enjoyed those first 2 tunes.
Otherwise, we're just going to have to play like Cinderella covers all night.
Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. That's right. Well, listen, we gotta. There's a lot of things to talk about here. Let's start because with all the tech you have going on up there, there's some interesting things on stage. People might not know what it is, and lest they accuse us of pre-taping this. I want them to know.
Well, pre-taping is a common thing, as we all know. Lately, you go and there's a guy with a laptop, and he's like, "Yeah, boing," and then everything begins.
Right.
Now we haven't recorded. We have a couple things that we've pre-recorded, but everything that we're doing now is either looped in real time or is, as I like to call it, the magic rhythmic toilet seat that Rob plays can make any sound in the world.
Give us a little sample there.
Yeah.
How on
He can
earth
coax
does
out
that work?
The wonderful D-beam lets me wave my hands, play some chimes.
Would you call me?
Whoa.
I have a looper and some, little delay and a little distortion for things. So, and we're going through this Bose Tower just because we're in an empty theater, sans 3, not quite empty.
3 special guests.
3 special guests wandered in off the Sellersville streets. And but we just are used to this. So this technology is kind of our monitor system that makes us feel at home.
Well, it's amazing because you sound like a full band.
That's the plan.
And it's really wonderful. So let's see. We enjoyed those first songs. A lot of comments on your whistling.
Ah, yes.
Yes, Dan May, who you might recognize, is in the crowd. He says that's some mighty fine whistling. You did there.
Thank you, Dan May.
Dan Kauffman.
Thank you.
Bill Slade is asking, is that an Ovation guitar that you're playing there, Dan?
This is a Tacoma guitar. It was made in Tacoma, Washington, and it has this kind of weird hole. So that's kind of why it reminds people of an Ovation, because it doesn't have the center hole. But no, this is a early 2000s Tacoma.
Shout out to the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Holly Lear is in the crowd, and she says that she
The
and
lovely
Jeff
Holly Lear.
are watching from Portland.
Ah, Holly.
Yeah,
Hey,
Portland.
Holly Jeff. Hey, Holly Jeff.
Portland's in the house.
Yeah.
Salute to them.
Gretchen Schultz indicates that Dan has all of the fancy gadgets.
She knows.
She would know.
Indeed, she does. And Rob, a lot of love for Rob. Welcome back to the stage, Rob. Rob has well, let's not ask Rob the first question.
Yeah, don't ask me anything.
All right, we're not going to ask Rob the first question. Dan, tell us about the songs that you just played. We had Chasing the Sun and You and I.
Chasing the Sun was put on the first record we did in 2000 and what was it, 9, I guess, 2008?
No, maybe 2006.
No. It wasn't released until like 7 or 8. I know that.
Okay.
We started playing these songs in the mid-2000s.
You may have recorded Chasing the Sun in the 90s.
Yeah, no, we it goes back. And then You and I recorded about 9 years ago, right as my daughter was being born, although it has nothing to do with birth. It does have sort of a existential crisis about it.
Well, they're beautiful songs. Very much enjoying them. I understand you have a new project that might be coming out sometime this year.
Yes, well, since there's been no gigs and very little to do between April and now, I've got a lot of recording done. There's a backlog of songs, so we'll have something hopefully by Christmas to have a lot of these songs that have not been recorded.
Now, where are you working on them? Is this something that you started pre-quarantine, or are you doing everything at home?
Everything's at home. Mm-hmm. Modern technology is an amazing thing. We can do things in our living rooms and kitchens that you used to have to do in a multi-million-dollar facility. So Rob and I have invested a lot of time and equipment to be able to do it at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. Well, give us another tune there, gents. It appears I lost a camera. I'm going to run down and fix that while you play.
It's right there.
It was me. It broke on my face, right? Me?
That's all right.
Rob, I told you not to look at that.
What are you going to play for us now?
This is called Money Soul. It's off of the Glimdropper record, Last Days of Analog. Nobody knew that you had reservations. You can make money, but you can't make soul. You can make money, but you can't make soul. You can make money, but you can't make soul. but you can't think so. We all know it's all gone, it's all gone. The time will go, it's where there's life, there is hope. You just have to believe. It's a powerful joke to take more than you need. When the rain doesn't end, flood your senses and take your mind off what's important. To know the answers, taking my time to get what I need. Senses aligned, all you can do is heed directions and signs pointing vaguely to some celestial destination. If I travel far enough, I'd be home. Wasted in rain, trying not to indulge. It's a sound check at 3. We can sit back and watch it all. Seemingly bright, if you know where to look for signals. Empty spaces are not quite as empty as they seem. Wow.
Very nice, gentlemen.
It's a two-parter.
Indeed, it was. Let's go back in time, shall we?
Let's go back
Were those were both Glimdropper tunes, were they not?
Correct. Correct.
Yes, the second tune. Hold on. Let me not be so out there. Yes, Muddy Soul's on Last Days of Analog.
It is
And
a great record.
The
a
Night
great
Doctor,
record.
which has the weirdest song of probably any song that I've ever written. I don't know why I called that, except that both those songs kind of have a Zen sort of theme to them. And Night Doctor is sort of the voice inside your head at night when you're about to go to sleep that sort of tells you things. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that.
Totally.
But,
What sort of things?
Well, the doctor, the
Keeps you
doctor,
awake.
yeah, it tells you things that maybe you don't want to think about. But that's kind of where that came from. Just the whole idea of you having a subconscious, and you have to kind of recognize it, eh?
Absolutely.
Hey.
Eh?
Hey, indeed. Dan, let's go back even farther than that, shall we? Give us a taste of what your musical upbringing was like. What's your origin story? If you were the musical superhero, where'd you get started?
I was born a coal miner's daughter, and I worked my way up to a state of complete poverty.
Uh-huh.
And no, I grew up in a musical household. My parents and grandparents and aunts all played piano, and I really wanted to play guitar, but it took me a long time to get one. In fact, this guitar strap I pulled out of the archives, this orange, sort of like hunter orange
get you
strap.
go hunting,
I
of
can go
course,
out
yeah.
and not, you know.
Not good shot.
You're legal. You're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can be seen. This was given to me by my grandparents when I got my first guitar at age 13. So
Nice.
this was the strap. So I figured, and I got it on this day
A
in
little homage.
1988.
Look at that. Look at that.
I guess.
Wow.
Bravo, guitar.
Yeah, so it's a very old birthday present. So, and then I played guitar and drums in high school, and then I decided to go to college for being a percussion major, and then the rest is history. I've been working ever since to try to play.
Percussion major.
Yeah, that's one of the things that most people don't realize, that I was a percussion major.
He's a sick drummer.
So
actually.
everything that I do is all rhythm. It's just
It is.
everything else is just wiggling my fingers.
That's right.
Well, so now were you initially drawn? What was the first instrument that you were drawn to?
Piano. The piano was what I played when I was like 3 and 4, and took some lessons when I was younger. But the piano is a good foundation, and then I moved on to other things.
Mhm.
So.
What was the music that was in the house that got the
man.
juices flowing?
Well, my parents listened to James Taylor and Randy Newman, the Beatles, Joni
not
Mitchell.
Bad. Not bad. Not bad.
A lot of the 70s, yacht rock people that I still love to this day. McDonald, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I heard a lot. I mean, we were pretty eclectic, and I was allowed to listen to pretty much whatever I wanted to. I was not restricted in too many ways. So by the time I got to high school, and people started giving me Rush CDs, and the Who, and it was a huge world opened up at that point. But this was back in the days of vinyl,
Right.
when we started. I just remember the record covers.
Sweet.
That's right.
Record covers.
When did you start being like original? Like when did the music
Day
start
one.
coming out of you?
Came out on the 29th of August, and I've never looked back. I started writing songs in high school, 9th, 10th grade, and then I got a 4-track cassette, and that really put me on the path of going, oh, now I can play all these different parts, and then you can sing harmony with yourself, and
Right.
that was just a great tool. Before that, it was just me kind of playing piano and singing a melody or guitar. So the recording part of it came in pretty early as a kind of a boost to being able to be creative with that.
Mm. And then so high school, Dan, were you like doing shows all the time and organizing bands and?
Yeah, I mean I was in a band all through. Well, starting in 10th grade, we did the talent show. Rob March and me, and then Brian and Rick joined the band. We did. We were called Edge of the World. And we used to play like rock and roll and then grunge, and we started writing our own songs. And then we all went to college, and then did all different things. But that started, pretty early.
Was it all that like independent like rock scene that you were doing, or were you also part of like the establishment music groups, the jazz band and the pit band?
We were all in the marching band and the jazz band and the orchestra.
And you were on percussion in those?
Yeah, I played drums and all that stuff. The marching band was probably the most fun for drums. I was actually the drum major my senior year, but unfortunately we had nothing to do my senior year. It's a long story, but I was a drum major with no band to do.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, so college, you decide to pursue music. Was it a performance degree?
Yep, it was percussion. I started in an education program, but I quickly realized that education, even in the early 90s, was not terrible commodity, and people were telling me, if you don't pass your students, then they're just going to get rid of your department. And I was like, well, I don't think that sounds very good. So I mostly went for the private world of teaching and playing, and I've lived on both coasts and played jazz to bluegrass to angry, punk rock to singer-songwriter stuff. So that was mostly my education. College was education, but playing for the last 25 years has been the education.
That's
School of
right.
Hard Knocks.
The real world.
That's
real
right.
world stuff. And now, when did you guys form Glimdropper? When did Glimdropper come into the picture?
2010, we changed the name to the Glimdropper.
Yeah, that's about right.
2009.
Yeah, it was Dan Kauffman Band before that.
Because Dan Kauffman Band was just the name that I used because we just had a rotating cast of musicians, and it always kept changing. And so when we finally had a band that felt like it was stable and solid and it would build on itself, we changed the name. And Glimdropper was an interesting name thought up by our good friend Laura Huggett, and she found it in like an old dictionary or something. And we decided we'd use it because it's about a glass eye and a confidence scam, but it's also about a source of light. So that's kind of where it comes from.
Excellent. Well, you two certainly have a certain chemistry that it's palpable.
Well, I don't really want to talk all night, but the only story that I'm going to tell about that is that the first time I ever met Rob, I was like, I have this gig. You want to come and play? And he's like, sure. He's like, what are we going to play? I'm like, you'll figure it out. And that's basically how I knew that we were meant for each other, because he hung there the entire time. I just kept throwing songs at him, and he kept knowing what to do. And I was like, there it is.
Yeah, but I can't play I can play the wrong beat, not the wrong note. That's the key.
Yeah,
so.
but
I don't play out of tune.
He didn't blink an eye. That's what you need in a music.
Stump the chump.
Yeah,
I'm the chump. It's fine.
Relationship. He is no chump.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's hear some more music, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit more.
All right. This is from my reggae period. Maybe you wanna see me now, meet me for an hour or so. Maybe you wanna hang around, really hate to see you go. Maybe I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I'll take my chances in these jungles of a broken heart. These jungles of a broken heart. Oh no. Jungles of a broken heart. These jungles of a broken heart. These jungles of a broken. All I really wanna know is when will you be coming home? If you got nothing else, I'll be waiting here by myself. I know what you really want, not to be hurt by anything, anyone. This is not a test, so I won't be standing the stage forever. Oh no, these jungles of a broken heart. Oh no, these jungles of a broken heart. Oh no, these jungles of a broken heart. Yeah. Don't see, it's not up to me. You know it don't run for free, but the rain gonna wash it all away. Yeah. I offered up much more than we really needed. Jumped ship and swam for the shore from the love that preceded me. I know what it's like to be blindsided, deleted, and cut ties and head for the door as my love lies bleeding. Oh no, these juggles of a broken heart. 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 Baby, oh, oh no, these juggles of a broken heart. Oh no, these juggles of a broken heart. Oh no, I'll be in the jungles of a broken heart. Thank you, audience. Yeah. Said you're gonna find out what it was, but you won't. Didn't finally find my heavy load, but you don't. Find it hard to hide behind a dollar bill. Someone told you not to stay, but you probably will. So what? Feels like we're looking up from the bottom of a hole. You swear it feels so fine. 10 minutes of direct sunshine. Broken promises were without a fight. Love somebody, then you draw the lines. Feels like waking up. No one ever wants to love somebody and leave them all behind. Woo. Coming up sideways, but you don't know. Even in the darkness, something grows. Speaking truth to the powers that be. I'm the Osiris, you don't see me. Feels like we're looking up from the bottom of a hole. You swear it feels so fine. 10 minutes of direct sunshine. Broken promises were without a fight. You love somebody, then you draw the lines. Feels like waking up. No one ever wants no, to love somebody and leave them all behind. What you gonna say is worth, 'cause you know I say it's worth nothing at all. Oh no. Said you're gonna find out what it was. Be calling. Said you're gonna carry this heavy load. Be calling. Find it hard to hide behind a dollar bill. Someone told you not to say it, but you probably will. So yeah, feels like we're looking up from the bottom of a hole. You swear it feels so fine. 10 minutes of direct sunshine. Broken promises were without a fight. Oh, you love somebody and then you draw the line. Feels like waking up. No one ever wants to leave somebody and leave them all behind.
Broken Promises and Jungles.
Indeed. Sound like the guy from Ministry.
You.
All right.
Gorgeous stuff, Dan. So, give me a story about it, where that song came from. What was the initial inspiration for that particular last tune?
Broken Promises?
Broken Promises.
Well, believe it or not, it was written during the Obama administration. But it was just a sort of observation that if you keep believing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to kind of realize that there are certain broken promises that everybody seems to run across in life. And, you know, I had to temper it a little bit. I don't really like to be too overt with lyrics like, this is terrible. You know, you kind of have to make up your own mind about it. But, yeah, Broken Promises, a world without a fight. Imagine that. Can you imagine that, Mr. Faga? A world without a fight.
No,
Right.
frankly.
That's right. So you love somebody, and then you draw the lines. That's true. You love somebody, you just love them, and then you have to start drawing lines. And then the whole line about, you know, feels like you're looking up from the bottom of a hole, but you swear it feels fine. That 10 minutes of direct sunshine is enough for some people to still claim that being at the bottom of that hole is great.
It's true.
Are you one of those people?
I am not. I do not want to be at the bottom of a hole.
No.
Yeah.
I want to be well above and looking at all the horizon.
Yeah, how is your creativity impacted by all the goings on in the world these days? Do you find inspired to write songs like this, or do you need to be in a better headspace to put pen to paper?
It's funny because I guess over the past few months I've done a lot of watching other people, you know, whether it's this sort of thing live that people are doing or just watching old performances or documentaries about, you know, other musicians. And I always find the common thread of songwriters is they say, you know, I don't know where it comes from, but when it happens, you have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So the next song we're about to play, I wrote in the car on my iPhone using GarageBand. It came so quickly that don't get me wrong, I was in traffic, so I wasn't really moving at the time.
You were driving and recording.
Yeah, I wasn't
no.
like doing 70 and being like boom, boom, chick. But it was a process of driving back and forth to work one day that this entire song just came out. And therefore, it's mostly recorded with electronic instruments.
Right.
Literally, the stuff on my iPhone, it only has like the recording's only going to have like a tambourine and a voice that are actually not from GarageBand. But hey, kids, you have that on your phone. It comes with it. You can
Yeah.
be super creative with GarageBand on your cell phone, and it's just something I think that you have to be able to take advantage of. You can't be like, I'll do that later because it's not coming back later.
Well, give me an idea of like what the initial idea was. Like, did it come to you fully formed words and music and?
The next song we're about to play?
Yeah, the next one.
Yeah,
well, you just because you mentioned it fell out in the car.
It kind of did. It all of a sudden, I started thinking about the nostalgia that people have of the decade of the 1980s,
Yeah.
and it's the decade that Rob and I really kind of grew up in. I mean, we were both ages 5 to 15 in the 80s, which is pretty much, you know.
I just want to point out I was
Formative.
born in the 80s.
Yeah, you were.
Shut your face.
You remember what the 80s were like a little bit, but
Little bit.
it's very ingrained in my DNA. So I just started thinking about how the 80s are very, you know, nostalgic, and even the fashions that I see, you know, kids wear. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Where'd you get my jams?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Those jams.
And so this song was it all came out at once. It was an idea that 1980 movies, especially like the teen comedy romp dramedies, were so prevalent and they were so popular that I all of a sudden just said, well, I'll just pick 80s movies and I'll write vaguely about why they fit into, you know, a almost a romantic or some sort of emotional tie that people would have. So when you listen to this song, there's 3 verses,
Yes.
and there's 3 1980s music songs.
I was going to say, well, since it's an interactive show,
That's right.
people could actually type in what they think each verse what movie each verse represents.
That's right. We'll give away a prize. We still have a bunch of 45s from our vinyl release almost 10 years ago. So if you have a record player, it's a lot cooler now than when we did it. So if you want a record and you can identify these movies that we're about to sing about, then
all right,
Faga, you're going to have to be the moderator.
I usually am. I will moderate.
Okay.
When you guys are around, I will moderate.
Teuton, son. So this is called 1980s Movie.
This is my 1980s movie, where I stand outside your window, point my boombox towards your door, but you won't be coming down, and I know you're not around, and you're out there with somebody who outdrew me, yeah. This is my 1980s movie, where I pretend that I don't love you, but I love you like no other. But you won't believe me till it's much too late. And we both gone off to college and made our first mistakes. I would fall for you forever, 1980. I could fall, but not forever, 1980. This is my 1980s movie. Today it was my worst performance, but they bought it anyway. The city looks so peaceful from up here, so I leave flowers on your windshield and again I'll disappear. I could stay with you forever, 1980s. I would fall, but not forever, 1980. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Come on. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world. Finding out that I'm on top of the world.
Beautiful new tune there, Dan.
Thank you. It's like one of those songs with parentheses. It's 1980s movie, parentheses, on top of the world.
Top of the world.
Yeah, because that came out of nowhere too when I was recording it. I don't know why that fits. I don't even know what it means, but I'm on top of the world.
That's right. It works.
That's right. Or edge of the world.
Do you have any guesses, Dan?
You mean for the three verses?
Yes.
Did anyone guess?
Well, we're all pretty unanimous that verse 1 was Say Anything.
Yeah, it's a gimme.
And those are the only guesses.
Oh,
I did
Boo.
not-
As soon as you say boombox, that should give you
Yeah,
the major
boombox,
clue.
yeah.
Well, exactly. Right. And then, I don't know. I heard the roses on the window on the windshield.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint, though. That has nothing to do with the movie. I just need something to rhyme.
Well, that
true.
imagery was I was searching my databases for.
Yeah, that's my trick. Some of it is it's self-confessional, and some of it is movies, and I mean. Are you surprised, listening to people like Randy Newman and Tom Waits? Like, they write songs that, like, doesn't represent them at all. It's just a song that you're like, yeah, let's create this, world. And a lot of times, especially people get famous for a song, and they're like, oh, is Hotel California about, getting stuck at the Mansons? And it's like, no, they just wrote a song.
Just a song.
It's just a cool song.
Well, give people the answers. What was verse 2? What was verse 3?
All right. Verse 2 was, hold on, I have to rewind. Pretty in Pink, where Ducky loves, but she's like kind of not knowing it. Hi, Ducky. And the last one is hard. The last one, I wanted to make a really movie that I liked, and it says, today was my worst performance, but they bought it. Anyway, the city looks so peaceful from up here. Those are the two lines directly from the movie. Don't sue me. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller,
Yeah.
Oh.
So he says that's what he says right into the camera.
I didn't have the courage to guess it.
You should have.
I should have.
But the flowers on the windshield throws you.
Courage with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember any flowers.
Yeah, I know that. That I have to admit is not in the movie. So.
Well, listen, I know you said that you don't have any typical process with your songwriting, but tell me a little bit about that. What you were just saying about being specific in the songs and putting yourself. Are you writing like a character? Do you find when you're writing some of these tunes?
Sometimes. I mean, when I was going through of what to play tonight, because this is one of the few opportunities that we've had to play completely original music. Normally on a general. Friday, Saturday night out in the world, you play covers and then you throw some originals in. Tonight was a chance to just go down original music. And, you don't try to, but you fall into patterns. I write love songs or breakup songs, and I write sort of zen kind of big open-ended question songs. And then, this is the one where I try to just create like a situation in which somebody is kind of living through the plots of these movies, and at the same time, the chorus is basically just like, I love you, 1980s. And if you could tell, Rob and I did our best Michael McDonald impressions. If anyone else can do a Michael McDonald impression and wants to sing on the record, just leave us a message.
Leave us a message.
Do you work on songs for a long time until they're done, or do you typically you just roll with the ones that fall out?
I put away ones that won't feel right. You just put them away, and then you try to bring them out again someday, or you pilfer something from it. And
I personally watched him resurrect ideas years later.
Oh yeah. Rob will be like, "Didn't we play this in 2007?" I'm like, "Yeah, we did."
But now it's totally different.
Yeah.
Now it's a waltz, and you're playing tuba. And I say, okay.
So when you find yourself with a big question to ask. Has a song ever helped you find an answer?
Oh, sure. It is the best therapy that you can have. I mean, writing poetry or songs or a diary or anything that kind of gets stuff out of your head is definitely therapeutic. And it has a beat, and I can dance to it.
Right.
There's that.
Get to look back on it and dance to it and enjoy it. Okay, well, that tune is going to be on this upcoming new record.
It is, and it will be very electronic, but we'll probably do an acoustic version of it too. My hope is to do I don't want to let it too out of the bag.
Not too much.
Yeah, I like how there used to be songs and then there will be a remix.
Right.
I want to do both. I just want to make a song and I want to have the remix already done. So you have two versions of it. If you like the acoustic version,
so
then
you don't even have to call Moby. It's done already. It's totally done.
I got Swiss Beats on the line
already.
So now, how did you make this record? I know you're doing a lot of this stuff at home, but are you sending it around for other people to collaborate on with you, or are you doing most of the?
Pretty much just Rob is doing some percussion and drums, and I'm doing the rest.
Oh, very good. Well, you seem to have been adapting to this quarantine very well. I see you putting lots of different media out there.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the quarantine tunes, the COVID
Right.
covers. And
Yep. Quarantine collabs.
The quarantine collabs.
Yep,
That's
we've
right.
done that with Hot Breakfast. Hot Breakfast.
Hot breakfast.
And we've done it with Kevin Nemi and who was in the second one?
Vahe.
Vahe Sarkisian, who was in the Bowie band. And we just did one with Bruce Torres.
Bruce Torres. All that.
Bruce Torres.
Da-da-da-da.
And we're going to do one with Dan May. There's some coming out with that, and we'll do a few more. I mean, they're all cover tunes, and they're all just fun. You know, you send parts around to different people, and then they record.
You can find those on YouTube at Biff McLargehuge. It's Biff McLargehuge. I'd like to say I'm kidding, but I'm really not. Biff McLargehuge.
So, Dan, that's you on YouTube, is?
Yeah, I changed my name because it was getting too personal to have your whole name out there, and I'm a big MST3K fan. So anybody who knows Big or Biff McLargehuge, shout out.
That's him.
I'd also like to say hi to anybody who's listening. I think a few people that I invited: Stephanie, Jason, the Polises, these Polises, and then there's Polises in Williamsport. So we have a double Polis audience going right now.
Polis audience.
Some of my students may be watching, maybe Grace and her family, and my mom, my dad, maybe my sister. I don't know. I don't know who's watching, but I want to give shout outs. Melissa, Johnny Fi.
Johnny Fi, probably in his underwear right
Johnny
now.
Fi is alive.
I encourage people to park it on the couch.
I can tell you we have some claps from Holly Lear.
Yes, and Holly Lear, of course. Holly Lear, by the way, just a plug, great singer-songwriter from Portland, Oregon.
Excellent. Thank you, Holly. Victoria Casti Capozzoli says, happy to celebrate birthday with you.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Andy Densmore says, happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you.
Laura is here. We
Laura
saw
Lee?
her.
The
Yeah,
hugs?
that's right. Jason Mowry was one of the people who guessed
Yeah, there we
Say
go.
Anything.
Did he,
Yeah,
did,
good.
did he say chains?
Chains.
I didn't see any reference to chains.
Okay.
And Jack Lightmeyer says suggests you do a follow-up song with 70s movies.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, there we go. That would be
yeah.
a good one.
It'd
And
be like this.
yeah, it'd have to have wah, and it'd be like.
And Gretchen Schultz says, you guys rock. Keep that
thanks,
beat going, guys.
Gretchen.
Take us into
Another
the
great
next song.
singer-songwriter.
Yeah, Gretchen, Rilla, we love you. This is a song that goes back to, about 11, 12 years ago when Glim Dropper was first being formed, and it's one of those rock songs that we can do acoustically, but it was always fun to do this with full-on rock trio. Here we go.
Blow the stage up.
The food on my plate, consumption. The liquor goes to my head, idle hands to break bread, emotion. Instead of turning up dead, they go to Vegas instead, medication. We take it right to the hole, now that we're on a roll, inflation. Just in case when we run out of space, now that I'm not surprised, the look on your face, but some of us don't survive. Look out into space, there goes another satellite. We're losing the race. 'Cause nobody will decide. Well, they come and then they go, but you never know who has it. We're making love past the prime, but you can't stop on a dime. Forget it. You drive it into the bay, you got your head jamming Now that I'm not surprised, the look on your face when some of us don't survive. Look out into space. There goes another satellite. We're losing the race. Something we know about, till we don't erase. Something we can't provide. We're given a pace. We told we can live our lives with blood on our face, and everything will inside. Try not to take your place. Get over your will to fight. Yeah, we communicate, no matter how far and wide, but we still can relate to the person on the other side. Yeah, we still segregate, but now we don't see the lines. We're giving up to the fates. Oh, oh, burning brighter on the other side, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Just gotta rock out once in a while.
Oh, I like that song.
Thank you.
That's off Last Days of Analog.
And that's actually one of two songs recorded entirely in analog, available on the 45.
That's
Yes.
right.
That was a cool project, wasn't it?
It was fun.
It was. It was before it was cool.
Tell us how it is that you came to make a record on a record.
We just wanted
Only.
to, and we found a studio that recorded nothing, or could record to nothing but 2-inch tape, and then a guy who could put it to 1/4-inch tape, and then a guy who could put it on a whack or a excuse me, an acetate.
Acetate, yeah.
No computers. That was the whole goal. Is no computer. Never seeing a digital signal. Only being analog. Back when you used to get CDs, they used to say AAD if they were recorded,
track.
mixed, but then they obviously were digital if they were on CD. We didn't want to see a D.
Triple A. So it had to be
Triple
analog
A.
tracking at one studio, analog mixing at a second studio, because the first studio couldn't mix analog. They could only track analog. The second studio actually repatched their old system so we could mix to have track.
Yeah.
And
Shout
then-
out to Studio 4.
Yeah, Studio 4, Phil Niccolo. And then it went all the way up to Brooklyn, to the strangest dude in the strangest little apartment. And we walked in, and
Brooklyn.
he cut wax.
Yeah, we saw him do it. He just put the tape on, and then he did all these knobs, and he had a lathe, and he did it all. I mean, it was amazing. It was
That's
a good
unbelievable.
experience. I mean, it cost a ton
To do two
to just do a double-sided 45, but we still have some. So if you're
Yeah.
interested, just let us know.
I mean, how can you describe the sonic difference as you listen to that record versus the other ones?
You can crank that one up to you're blue in the face. Doesn't really.
Yeah, it just is soft. It just has a soft, like when you play, because obviously it went on a CD, so we did eventually mix it, have the mix be put on a digital system and then compressed that way.
Right.
And you can tell a difference. I mean, it still sounds good. You can still tell a difference of the stuff we did, those two songs in the big studio, and then stuff we did in my living room. But
Right.
it's not like a good bad difference. It's not saying, well, man, the stuff you did in your kitchen is terrible. No, it still sounds okay, but it just has a different
So different.
timbre to it.
So, and if are there still those records available? Do you
Yes,
still
there
have some
are.
left?
Yeah, we still
And,
have some.
and where could people go to get those
You
if
can-
they were so inclined?
Got to go to glimdropper.com and write us right there.
All right.
'Cause
Well,
the records are not on any sort of marketplace.
Yeah, they're very limited.
I see. And that's they'd be looking for The Last Days of Analog.
Yeah.
That's available. The digital version is available on
all the
all
digital
your
stuff.
regular outlets, but the
Right.
the record you'd have to hit us up.
Well, that's a quick moment for a commercial there, folks. If you are interested in picking up one of those 45s or any of the other of Dan's and Glimdropper's records, make your way over to glimdropper.com and you can find Dan's dates and Dan's music and Dan's records right over there on glimdropper.com. Also, while you're looking around the internet, make sure that you head over to PayPal. The links for supporting Dan are in the event description somewhere over on that side of the screen. Also, look down below in the comments section. There is a pinned comment. It should be the very first comment that's pinned in the comment section, and that has all the links for the ways that you can support Dan and support Sellersville Theater, and we thank you in advance for your contributions.
Thank you, Sellersville Theater, for having us.
Thanks for
Oh,
having us.
you are so welcome.
Such a nice time,
guys.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, if this is the future, it's not that bad.
It's not terrible.
I mean, we're having fun.
we are.
Yeah, so I mean, how, you have this love for analog, but these days everything is so freaking digital.
Well, and it's a matter of convenience, though,
Yeah,
for sure.
well, that's true.
We try to make it as I hate to use the word real because digital is still real, but we just we're using all kinds of digital equipment, but we're still trying to create something that is happening in front of your eyes as opposed to you just kind of get
Hitting
the
a
feeling.
play button.
Yeah, that we didn't. Now
We're coming up to
we're
the
gonna
play
shoot
button.
ourselves in the foot
Yeah,
and play
like
some backing
another
tracks.
song, yeah.
But it's like us playing to ourselves in the studio in a way because
Sure.
it's just that way. But I also want to give a quick shout out. There's a couple birthdays that share mine.
Oh, yeah.
Our former bandmate who we met after Hurricane Katrina 15 years ago. Hurricane Katrina hit on this day, August 29th.
August 29th.
And a guy named Ryan Clute,
That's
or
right.
Clute, moved up here because he had to get out of Dodge, and he joined our band for a year or two. So happy birthday, Ryan.
And he's back there.
That's right. He's back down in Nolens. And also a former student of mine who's also a great musician, Kirsten Sowers. I don't know if they're watching, but happy birthday, Kirsten.
Well, and it is also National Record Store Day, so
Yeah,
That's right.
you know.
And Michael Jackson and Charlie
Charlie
Parker.
Charlie Parker will be 100 today.
That sounds nice.
You got people on TV who waste time for your amusement. Would you find it much improvement to yourself? Well, you gotta keep it high, keep it low. Negotiations on the dance floor. When you find out that you're so slow, you can get a rise. I got your number, I got your name, I got it figured out. You got it coming, you gotta go. Don't make me raise my voice, yeah. She learned how to look, how to laugh. She hard copy like a telegraph. She got no skills with the bow staff, like dynamite. The great minds no one listens to. Man, they sit idle with the super glue, while we sensationalize our own doom like a socialite. How many people done died today? How many babies were given away? The 6 o'clock news been making a play, convincing everybody that it happens this way. Spit in my faces, they call it prime time. 24/7 makes the shit start to shine. So Janie's got a gun. He seems too scared tonight. Don't shoot the messenger, just shoot the breeze. The blew down your house, there ain't a wolf in the trees. When they turn my tail out of Mexico looking for me, yeah. 'Cause I got your number, I got your name, I got it figured out. You got it coming, you gotta go. Don't make me raise my voice, my voice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I ain't got the riddle stumping. The eyes have it, but the ears are trumping. It looks good, but it sounds like something much different than the stuff that TV jumping. Well, maybe find me a place to lay low where nobody can tell me what to harvest, what to grow. But that place don't exist no more. 'Cause I got your number, I got your name, I got it figured out. Yeah. You got it coming, you gotta go. Don't make me raise my voice, my voice.
And now for something completely different. Rob and I met, and we immediately bonded over the love of this artist. So I'm going to tell you this is the only cover we're doing all night, but it seemed appropriate.
Seeing anyone got my eyes, got my face. Singing to everyone got my nose, got my blood. Conscience plays upon me now. Safe until run locks out. Cuckoo's call, pendulum swings. I thought you knew everything. Lift my hands, make the cross. Sinner, I have never learned. Beginner, I cannot return. Forever, I must walk this earth like some forgotten soldier. These things I should keep to myself, 'cause I fall so strangely compelled. Under moonlight I stood quite naked. Felt no shame, just my spirit awakened. Singing. Singing everyone got my eyes, got my face. Fireball drops from the sky. All my dreams come to pass. Where's my faith? Is it lost? Can't hear it till I cast it off. Sinner, there is no such thing. Beginner, I have learned to sing. Forever, I must walk this earth like some forgotten soldier. Today I am still disconnected to the face that I saw in the clouds. Yeah. The closer I get to contentment is when all of my barriers come down. These things I should keep to myself, but I feel somehow strangely compelled. Yeah. The closer I get to contentment is when all of my barriers come down. Sinner, sinner, sinner. Why should it be? Yeah, sinner. Why should it be? Yeah, sinner.
Thank you. The in-house crowd is getting a little rowdy, people. Gonna have to.
Yeah, keep it down there.
you
Yeah,
to keep
settle
it down.
down, the three of you.
It's like when we used to play out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking us back to our nostalgia.
Except there's no clinking of glasses.
Nostalgic, yeah.
Dan, what was that sample in that song?
Well. First off, any guesses on the interwebs of who that is?
Anybody know that?
It's not really a
Identify?
rare song, but it's a solo song. No.
Any guesses?
Come on, internet.
It's all right.
There's got to be some Sellersville.
Well, let me share a couple of the comments while we're waiting for the guesses to roll
Sure.
in.
Okay. Yes.
We're getting a lot of people saying hello to each other. There's that.
I'm glad you could all be here.
Coral Feist is sounding amazing as
Coral Fi.
always.
Sorry about John and his underpants, Coral. There you go.
Mackenzie Polly's, I feel like it must be my birthday. I love this song.
Oh, see.
That was a couple minutes ago, so that
Okay.
was not in reference to that last
That's
song.
all
but
right.
it was,
Oh.
She can love anything she wants.
She can love anything.
Yeah.
Caroline Kirschnick says, or one of my faves as well.
Oh, that's my
Dan May.
sister, by the way. Hi.
Oh, hello. Dan May, this is an excellent tune, and that was again referring to the last tune. I
People
believe.
on TV.
People
On TV was the
television.
only song we've ever done an actual music video for, and it was done in sort of South Midtown Philly, and a guy named Rob Alberino who used to work for the Philadelphia Eagles, who now works at another football team which will remain nameless. But he was I taught him guitar, and he was really generous, and he brought his super fancy cameras out one day with
Like Steadicams,
yeah, the
the
Steadicam.
vest,
And
yeah.
Rob came for like an hour.
Yeah, I make a cameo in an alleyway.
Yeah, you see Rob in an alley.
Dan rolls around,
So you
walks
can
around
still
town.
find that.
Yeah, still on
People on TV video is still on YouTube, and People on TV has been, if we were going to have a hit, that may have been it.
That was the hit.
Well, the people liked it, so
Good.
it's a hit tonight anyway. Let's see. Stephanie Mowry loves it.
Pow, 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 pow.
And somebody posted a GIF of.
Love you too.
I'm not exactly sure what it is.
It's a GIF?
Or GIF or
Or
GIF.
GIF?
A GIF or GIF.
What did they finally let us know that it was a soft G, right?
Well, I don't know.
I think they did.
There's a lot of it's
Still gift.
Hey, you can do what you want.
hotly debated on the internet.
It is.
But the guy who invented it says it's GIF, so
Yeah.
it's good
GIF
enough.
is peanut butter. Terrible peanut butter.
Moms, choosy moms.
Choosy moms.
Choose Jif.
Choose GIF.
Well, gentlemen, listen. I'd like to ask you before
Oh man.
what is Who the Hell Are You?
Oh.
The podcast
dare
that
you.
we started last year.
Pardon my French.
We well, we figured that's broadcast television language now. We're not in the 50s. We can show navels and we can say who the hell are you?
And it is 10:30 on the internet
That's
on
right.
a Saturday.
So yeah, who the hell are you podcast? Unfortunately, we're competing with some other people who have also used that term, but we added the word podcast to it, so we got away with our own,
It's a big change.
yeah, IP. But anyway, if you go to iTunes or Google Play or Podbean or some other podcast sites, you'll find Who the Hell Are You? And it's a journey into the lost, unknown, and underappreciated music of the last century. And it's records mostly that we find in thrift stores that no one has ever really, brought back to. They're not playing on the radio, and all the stuff that we listen to, we don't even know what we're about to listen to. So it's an adventure.
And it's hosted by you, Dan, and you have a great co-host with you. It changes.
I do have a
Rotating
slightly
guest.
rotating, but the main host is me and Adam, and Adam is my color commentator. And then we have some rotating cast members, including Rob.
And that's Adam Monaco, who we have referenced on this show before. He's part of the group Under the Oak.
That's right.
And so you guys, so the format of the show is basically you go through your immense record collection.
That adds every week, by the way. Every week it's
Do you
added.
have an estimation, Dan, of how many records you own?
Yeah, it's over 2,000. It's somewhere. I mean, of just LPs. 45s, there's more, but we'll say somewhere between 2,300 and 3,000.
And how do you have them organized?
Well, most
Autobiographic.
Autobiographically.
No
way. You need any help organizing that? No, I'm all right. The rock and pop are alphabetized, and the jazz is alphabetized, and then everything else is kind of broken down into
by artist.
Yeah, by artist,
okay.
and then there's I tried to break it down. I haven't gotten around to alphabetizing all the other categories, but you've got soundtracks and kids music and comedy and 12-inch dance singles and world
random
music.
TV commercials.
Yeah, you just that's what I look for now is kind of the weirdest stuff because 10, 15 years ago, I already found the Beatles and the Stones and Pink Floyd, and I have all that stuff. So it's now about finding,
I'm actually amazed at the amount of local to Sellersville, local high school bands.
Oh yeah.
On 33.
We do have a high school band.
Like Quakertown High School
Yeah, we've had
band from like
Quakertown,
70.
Minnetonka,
Yeah, Minnetonka.
Dundalk, Maryland.
I think even North Penn and Council Rock.
Yeah, North
have
Penn,
rolled in
Council
there.
Rock. We had that. When
my
I find,
goodness.
you look back in the 60s and 70s, and when you played in the concert band, you could buy a record, and it was produced by the same company. And they all have the same cover, but yeah, that's we're going to reach out to some people who may have been in the 1972 Council Rock band, and would like to talk to you.
That's right.
Oh, that's amazing.
We did an interview, the baritone player.
Yeah, we
72.
we want to meet
Council Rock,
third
marching
trombone,
band.
Peckway
That's right.
Valley.
Well, but okay, so basically on your show, you take these kind of relatively obscure records that obviously aren't obscure to everyone, just they're obscure to most people.
To 99% of people.
Yeah, there's a scale of obscurity.
Right, and you feature these tracks and you kind of talk over it. Very Mystery Science Theater 3000, as you referenced earlier, and it's fascinating. It's great. I've learned quite a few things, like what a sack butt is.
That's
Man,
right,
this
ladies
is
and
a family
gentlemen.
show. Stop
Also, my 7th graders got a kick out of that too last year.
Sack
butt.
You also have done some very interesting trivia as how many grooves are on a record.
That's right. How many grooves are on one side of a 12-inch? Audience, do you know?
Anyone?
How many grooves are on one side of a record?
Let's give the internet lag a moment to see
Yeah,
if anybody.
internet.
Actually,
wins.
first correct answer gets a 45.
Yeah, we'll get a 45 out.
Well,
So,
okay. So now, where are you finding these records?
Thrift stores, Goodwill, private thrift stores.
Actually, and
junk
right here,
shops.
right by Sellersville.
Yeah,
Good old Karen
Sellersville.
Share.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did a little bit of birthday shopping there this morning. Went to my favorite Vietnamese place for a little pho.
Yeah.
It was a birthday day.
By the way, Holly Lear knows one groove.
Ooh, very good.
Touche,
There you
Hollywood.
go. She got it.
We're gonna ship that. We'll have to ship that one.
And what is it that draws you to these records, Dan? Because I don't believe they have like a little audition station where you can
No, I
listen to
don't.
them.
And I intentionally we don't listen to them. If I find something that says, for example, there was a tape that I found, and I all of a sudden the guy's name escapes me, but it was a tape that was basically produced by somebody in their basement. Like this wasn't sold in The Wall or Sam Goody back in the day. This was a
Right.
tape that you would have bought at the gig, and everything was like photocopied. So this is like a piece of musical art history that hardly anyone has ever heard. We listened to the other week. We found one of those. Used to be able to make a recording on a record. It was a machine that would etch the record as you were recording, like the old Edison cylinder.
in the booth,
Yeah, you just talk into this
Right.
tube, and it would etch it on there. And it's a guy from Westminster, Maryland, and from 1957 or 8. And he's just like talking. Like I have no idea. Like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the things that don't have a major label on it, that maybe are self-produced and very obscure, because you'd be amazed how many of them you can find.
Well, it's a real trip to listen to the show and hear your reactions to what's playing. And, obviously you're very respectful and very interested and engaged. And
We try to be.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite discovery thus far? Anything that's really impacted you?
The first season had a band called The Free Design and a song called Kites Are Fun. And it's not as obscure.
I just listened to that one.
Yeah, it's not as obscure.
It's amazing.
Once you start digging into it, you realize that they had major label,
Backing.
backing. They were on the Enoch Light label. And, but they kind of came and went really quick. And so only people that were really around
Right.
in the late 60s remember. My
Tuned
dad
in
says
at
he
that
remembered
particular
it.
moment, right?
Yeah, but to us, I found this and I was like, kites are fun. This has got to be amazing. And it was. And it's some of the best vocal harmony I've ever heard anywhere, like Mamas and Papas, Paul, Simon and Garfunkel, like all those bands that are really good harmonies. This group was on a whole nother level. So
One of
they
my
were great.
favorite recent finds was the first fuzz. The first
Oh yeah,
sound
we
of a
listened
fuzz.
to Marty Robbins.
Yeah.
The first time any recording had a fuzz guitar, or in this case,
In this case, it was a fuzz bass,
And it
it's
was
like the
because-
biggest thumb on the
Yeah,
middle of the song.
It was because that the channel in the recording console malfunctioned,
Overture.
Oh my goodness.
and they were like, "What's that sound?"
And some
we're gonna
producer was like, "We're leaving that in."
yeah, we're gonna leave that
doing
in,
that.
and then everyone's like, "Ah!"
yeah.
And hence the fuzz pedal was born.
That's right.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, okay. So those episodes are still coming out. You guys have you just released one the other day.
Yeah,
and-
we're on season 2, so we plan to continue until someone gives us a cease and desist.
I know.
encourage it.
I know. At one point, you were looking for to actually connect with some of the artists that you were finding. Have you been successful in finding anybody?
We were successful, but they had like a personal tragedy, and so we've postponed it. But we've reached out to a few artists and just trying to track people down. I mean, even in this day of interwebs, it's not always easy to find. I mean, it's amazing how you can really realize that this is it. Maybe the record or the tape that you're holding is the only evidence that this thing existed, because it's not been put on iTunes, I guess. So that's what we're looking to do, and we're also looking to we've sort of been in talks with a company that records people and to put them on record for kind of posterity, or at least not a huge cost. And we're trying to work out with them how to put those people on. So it'll be very new bands as in conjunction with very old bands.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you, Dan, you're an excellent host. From one host to another, you have a very good host persona.
Sorry. I appreciate that. No, I thank you. I've watched a lot of the Sellersville since back when I was texting you, and I didn't realize you were using your phone. I was just the guy who was like, "Hey, the snare's a little bit loud. Maybe you want to change that." But No, I've seen you. You guys have totally mastered the art of this, and
Video cast.
yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, you're very
Kudos.
you're very sweet.
You have lucky members.
You better play us along before you say more nice things.
That's right.
Yeah, keep
Don't
going.
blush too hard. Well, these last two songs are both songs that we wrote in the past few years, and Rob and I, when we perform as this kind of setup, we do a combination of acoustic, looping, and some backing tracks. So, this is our finale.
The backing tracks are
tracks.
actually all Dan, for the record, too.
Well, yeah, we've
not
created them. We
Yeah.
didn't just
buy
sample
loops.
stuff. Yeah, we went in the studio and we backed ourselves up. This is a song called "Sleepy." It's got a very specific message. And it's funky, so you get up out of your seats. Lost inside yourself, that's not far. Take your time, you can be who you are. I know what it's like living like this. My love comes with its own surprises. In the days I get so sleepy, in the night I'm wide awake. In the days I get so sleepy, in the night I'm wide awake. Go! You'll find all the reasons to wait. I don't see how you make no mistakes. I know what it's like living like this. My love comes with its own surprises. In the days I get so sleepy, in the night I'm wide awake. In the days I get so sleepy, in the night I'm wide awake. It's the days we don't own them, it's the nights we only borrow them. It's the days we don't own them, it's the night, the night, the night, yeah. I need a breath of you, not just a smile written on your face.
I'll be the death of you. Make up your mind as you're walking away. I'll see the rest of you. You seem to like what's on your plate, and if this much is true, I just exist in a state of grace. I got to leave here, but anyone can take my place, 'cause you don't need me. At least that's what my conscience is saying. Keeping your mind straight, never asking what they're telling you. Make your mind hang, never question what they're selling you. And the cracks run right under Fifth Avenue. I need a breath of you, not just a smile written on your face. I'll be the death of you. You make up your mind, you're walking away. I'll leave the rest of you, yeah. I seem to slide into lonely spaces, and if this much is true, I just exist in a state of grace. Now they're gone down in flames, but they wanna play games, and they want everyone on my team. Well, they're headstrong, you're never gonna learn, but I'm gonna teach them anyway. Save me from coming up sideways, wanting everyone to feel clean. But I feel nothing but dirty, gonna love it. Now you're gonna make yourself scream. Oh, I want a breath of you, not just a smile written on your face. I'll see the rest of you. Make up your mind, you're walking away. I'll be the death of you. You seem to like what's on your plate, and if this much is true, yeah, I just exist in a state of grace. Not just a smile written on your face. I'll be the death of you. Make up your mind while you're walking away. I see the rest of you. You seem to like what's on your plate, and if this much is true, much is true, I seem to exist in a state of grace, baby. People, now why should it be you and I should get along so awfully? People, oh people, now why should it be you and I should get along so awfully, awfully, yeah.
Oh yeah. Was that Breath of You just played?
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
Boy, what a nice track. That will be on the new record.
It will.
It will. Boy, that was nice. Can't wait to hear the new record.
And a few people own the original mix from the 2016 Homie
Homie
Awards.
Yeah, Homie Awards.
Shout out to Mark Rogers and the Homie Awards back on the air.
Great.
Amazing. Well, friends, you have been listening to Dan Kauffman and his cohort Rob Schnell on drums and the hand sonic.
Can I do one thing before we wrap it up?
Of course.
So I was out in the thrift store today, and I found this 45, and it's a band called The Robs. And so this is for you, Rob. It's called The Robs, so, you know.
It's got to be good, right?
Yeah,
The
I
Robs?
listened to it. It's good. It's like garage rock from 1969.
The extra B is for
Yeah, 2 Bs.
2 Bs.
So, yeah, the Robs record. If you guys want me to search records for you, I can do that.
There you go. That's your Hobbit's
Look at
birthday
that.
present.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Hobbits give
Thank you for
presents
giving
on
me
the-
something on your birthday.
But that's what I like.
Thank you. I will cherish it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen at home, when you undoubtedly want to hear more Dan Kauffman and Glim Dropper, oh my gosh,
Wow.
Glim Dropper,
Grim Glofer?
head on over to glimdropper.com. You can also visit Dan on Facebook to see those COVID collaboration videos. They're wonderful.
Who the hell are you podcast on Instagram?
Of course, the Who the Hell Are You podcast. Follow them on Instagram, but also you can catch that pod on iTunes. And you said Podbean, is that
Podbean,
That's
yes.
where you host it.
That's the hosting site.
It's a great show. I've been following it, and some of the wonderful episodes are feature Dan's daughter as his co-host.
The Adeline episodes are amazing.
Yeah, they're good.
They really
Absolutely fantastic. I love it.
9 years of awesome.
That's when we call it Who the Heck Are You?
Who the heck are you? That's right. Well, actually, you know what? That's something to close on, guys. Is we are fathers of collectively 5 daughters.
With the 3 of us are definitely in trouble
Watch
in
out.
a few years. Yeah,
Watch out. I did have a few. I thought maybe I could ask you guys some parenting tips.
it's a horrible idea.
Only
but
if
go
I can.
on.
Only if I can reply in song form.
You can play. All right. Well, one question.
She's leaving home.
What do you teach your kids about is the right thing to do with these spotted lanternflies? Do you teach your girls to just go ahead and
kill.
smush them
Yeah,
gleefully?
yeah,
Yes.
you have to kind of do that.
Assault.
Yeah.
All right.
Not gleefully, but
My kids actually
Dutifully.
told me when they were the juvenile ones. I didn't even know. They were like, "Daddy, this is life cycle. This is the second stage of
yeah.
the life
Well,
cycle."
your oldest daughter, she's like, well, this bat lives in Guatemala.
Yeah.
He has an 8-foot.
I had to
wingspan."
Google prehensile tail one day.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Those kids.
And my daughter's like, I'm gonna make a dress for that bat.
All right. Well, listen, folks. That when you want to support these guys, make sure that you head on over to Dan's PayPal.
Yes, thank you.
And
Yeah.
if you were to see these guys live on our stage, the ticket would be at least $20. So keep that in mind as you
20.
head over to the tip jar, and we certainly do appreciate that. Anything that comes in this evening will be split between Dan and the venue, and so we appreciate your support, gentlemen.
Can we take it out?
This has been a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to you, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Take us home. What are you going to play for us?
We're gonna take it out with an old number called "Rising Sun." It's a fun song. It embraces my love of ska music, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, Can you fade us out and we'll do a little freeze frame like Chips?
Who wants to lie when the lions come? Who wants to quit before the work gets done? Who wants to ride when the war gets won? Lean a little closer cause you're too far from. Who wants to live with the rising sun? Who wants to ride when the story gets spun? Sounded so convincing when your heartstrings strum. And oh, the times I go in vain. You can't come down and you don't want to anyway. Woo. Always looking over to see how we look. Presidential pardon get you off the hook. Throw your ticket tape, but you're still a crook. If you don't stand for something, why you say I should? Who wants to live with the rising sun? Who is gonna listen when they having fun? Why we got to act like American? And whoa, the time I called in vain. And you can't come down and you don't want to anyway. Who wants to live in a homegrown range? Who wants to beg for a tombstone wage? Yeah. Pick it up, say. Wants to play when the game is done. Rustle through your pockets when you must get some. Talking through your teeth when we ask how come. I have most of what I got 'cause I'm a rich man's son. Who wants to live with the rising sun? Who wants to live with the rising sun? Trying to pay it forward but you still get none. And oh, the times, well I call. Yes, you can come down. Don't want to anyway. Don't want to anyway. Don't want to anyway. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Miss and the bass inside. We'll see about how. We'll see how.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's playing a drum solo after the trumpet solo. Ladies and gentlemen, the birthday boy, Dan Kauffman. Happy birthday. We hope you have enjoyed this evening's performance. The comment section is very supportive of that trumpet solo. Kathy Tito says yes. Vicky Schnell says that has always been her favorite song. Laura Huggett loved the trumpet. Awesome job, gentlemen, says Jason Mowry. Friends, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We do these Soundbooth Sessions weekly. They are every Saturday and most Fridays whenever we can make it happen. Last night we had some technical difficulties, and so next week you can come here on Friday evening to hear Selwyn Birchwood will be joining us remotely from West Florida, from his home. It's going to be spectacular. And then next Saturday, the wonderful band based out of Philadelphia, Great Time. I cannot wait to see these bands. It's going to be fantastic. So thank you so much for your support. Please head on over to those PayPal links and make sure that you are as generous as you can be. Thank you for your clicks. Thank you for your comments. This has been a lot of fun. And also please consider, if you want to support the Sellersville Theater, the most meaningful way that you can do that is by becoming a member. And if you do it now, you're invited to our first ever, and hopefully only ever, virtual members party, which will take place on Sunday, September 13th. So thank you very much for being here. We've had a great time. Happy birthday to Dan Kauffman. See you next week.